All right, welcome back, Tool House listeners. Today we have another Montessori Monday, and we have a guest with us. Her name is Christine Devane. And I was interested and excited to have her on my show because she is passionate about child development. We've both been teachers, and the Montessori piece that I think is common between the two of us is the importance of social and emotional learning, and creating classroom environments that feel safe and where individual children are valued and worked with in a way and such that they feel capable, valuable, and powerful. And she's written a book. We'll get to that in a minute, but before I move into her book, and yes, we have that in common too. We're both authors of children's books. Um, I would like I would like for you, Christine, to say hello to my listeners and introduce yourself and talk a little bit about your journey to the point of writing this book.
Hi, hello. Thank you for having me on today. My name is Christine Devane, and I live a little bit north of Boston, which is where I grew up. I was always very shy when I was younger. I loved reading books. I was very into animals. I wanted to be a vet, but I don't like the sight of blood, so that did not work out for me.
Yeah,
And
that's funny. I wanted to be a vet too, and then we both ended up being teachers.
yeah, it just was not the right path, but my passion for animals continued with me. But when I was a teenager, I started babysitting a lot, working in after school programs. I really started working with children in all different aspects, and I loved it. It was just fun. It was nice to be able to have the kids excited to see you, do different activities with them, also see all of their different personalities. So then I went to Merrimack College and I became a teacher after that. I taught for a year at a Catholic school and then I moved to public school and I taught second grade, third grade, a mixture of both. And when I was teaching, my favorite part of the day was always the read alouds because all the kids sat together and we read the book. And then we had really good discussions after the book. And then it was also nice to see the kids learning and laughing together, and it was at that time that I wanted to write my own book, and I decided I wanna write a book about a shy young girl because I was shy. Being shy is not always easy, people don't always understand it, and, since then, I've actually had 3 small children, so I have 2 boys and a girl. They're, 6 next week, and 4 and 2, and it's funny now seeing their personalities because one's very much an extrovert, one's very much an introvert, one's in the middle, and, my book actually just got published, so now I'm back in the classroom reading the book to kids, and we have beach parties, and we read the book and play games, and we have a lot of fun. The kids like it. We do some activities, and it's been a lot of fun. So it's been a long journey and everything kind of all came back together because I was able to include my love of animals, especially elephants in the book, and just write a book about kids being shy, which, like I said, is not the easiest thing in the world for kids, parents, or teachers to understand.
hmm
So hopefully the book helps people to just be a little bit more patient with kids.
Yeah, yeah. Awesome. Yeah. So I think, I love the idea of differentiating and individualizing, and then also helping the children to understand each other, right? So it's not only important that the teacher understands the different personalities of the children, but it's great for them to understand each other and to see the value in each other. And I'm sure that you coming into the classroom and reading this book is definitely supporting that and helping the students understand each other better, and then they can support each other and look at each other as valuable instead of competing with each other or moving into any kind of punishment. It's what is this person's value? How can I support his best self? So tell me what yeah, how did you come up with the elephants on a beach as like I know that the story is about a shy child and how she ends up having fun with elephants on a beach. How did you come up with that idea of elephants on a beach?
So, growing up, elephants were always my favorite animals, and my grandparents and my parents, whenever they traveled, they always used to bring me back elephants. I have a huge collection of elephants.
I
Some
do
are
too, and I love elephants are
oh,
my favorite. It's so funny.
that's funny. Some of them are put away because my kids are small, and when they're older, they'll be taken out, but, even now, I have elephants all over the place just because they're fun, they're playful, but they're just such smart animals, and I've always been drawn to them, and so when I was coming up with the idea for the book, I thought elephants would be a perfect animal because they are so social, and kids think they're funny. So I thought it would be great, and actually, after I wrote the book, I traveled to Africa with my family and my husband, and I was able to see elephants in the wild on the beach.
Oh,
So the book
wow.
had been written, but I had some ideas for the pictures. I didn't draw them, but I just gave all the directions. So it was nice to see how they interact and play with each other. And then I was able to have some ideas for the book.
And what is their reaction to, I mean, were you close enough that they knew you were there? What's their reaction to humans being in their kind of world?
We were on safari, so you kind of in the safari truck. So they came pretty close, but a lot of times they just went on with their day. And it was funny because they do play around, they're throwing their dirt at each other. And then they do stay in the herd, so if one of them started moving, they all started moving together, but
Hmm.
it was something, that I will never forget, and it was really nice to be able to see them just in the wild and how they interact, and like I said, they are very social animals, and you can tell that from watching them. They're just playing with each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah, and wise and spirit and
Mhm.
spiritual too, which is one of the reasons I love elephants and the smiles that they seem to always have on their faces, is so beautiful. So, what do you have is there a particular point that you love best in your book, a part that you love the best? I mean, obviously, I know at the beginning of the book she's kind of annoyed, right? And there's elephants breaking her chair and things like that. And so how does the story turn?
So she gets annoyed by them originally, and they invite her to play, and she doesn't want to play. And then eventually she's watching them and she sees that they're having fun, and she is brave and she decides to join them, even though initially she said no. And my favorite part of the book is when she's playing with the elephant's actually scared of a crab, and she shows them not to be scared. So she joined the group, but she's also showing that she's strong, and she's showing her different perspective. So they're afraid of the crab and they're these big animals and they're being silly. And she's showing them that she can also be brave. So I like that
Oh,
part of the book.
yeah. And so, what messages do you hope are delivered about, you know, children that are shy and children that aren't shy and how they can coexist and support each other? What messages are you hoping that are delivered through the text and the fun of this book?
So I have messages out there for both the introvert and the extrovert. So the introvert, she wants to be by herself, and she probably would have had a fun day by herself, but she decides to join the elephants, and it just shows shy kids that sometimes we can have fun when we join other people. And also, it is brave to join a group when you don't know people. They asked her to join the group, and at first she said no. And it does take a little while to warm up, but it does show that she's being brave, and I think that making new friends is something that makes kids brave, and it's just showing
Hmm.
kids that, they can take a little while to warm up, and it's okay, and then it's also showing the extrovert that it's nice to go over and try to include someone that's sitting by themselves or someone that's being shy, and maybe that person needs you to ask them to come join them. Maybe they're not going to come up to you, they need you to
Oh,
just
that's a good
go
point.
over them. So
Yeah.
it just shows kind of both sides and just teaching overall kindness and also not to judge people before you know them because she thought the elephants were annoying because they bring the shadow. She's sitting at the beach and they're so big, so the shadow comes and blocks the sun. And then when they're dancing, the sand comes on her towel. They don't mean to be annoying, but once she gives them a chance, she sees that, oh, we can have fun, they're nice. So, I mean, it could be a message for adults too, just to kind of give everyone a chance. And yeah, everyone just needs
Yeah.
to, I think, be patient with each other.
Yes, I love that. And that's so much of what we do in Montessori, even having class meetings every day where the children can put things on the agenda that they want to problem solve around. And as you continue to encourage and empower them, right, to see each other as valuable and to, come up with solutions that are supportive of each other, they stop thinking and acting and bringing solutions that are not solutions, they're just negative, because
Yeah.
oh, I think that this child needs to go home for the day because he did this. They stop thinking in those, with that language and start talking and discussing solution oriented problem solving in a way that is best for each student and the group. So yeah, I love that. I think that's so important. And there's when you have harmony in your classroom, right? You're able to do so much more academically with the students, right? When they're coming to school and they feel safe and they're not antagonizing one another and they're being supportive and they're joyful about their learning. It's so much more fun for us too, as teachers,
Yes.
to teach, and we can get so much more done. So it sounds like you're still doing a lot with children and you're visiting classrooms and you're reading the book and you're also visiting bookstores and reading the book. Are you doing any other kind of coaching or consulting for teachers or educators who are looking for that?
I'm not doing any right now, but I mean, I'd be open to it. This is all kind of new to me. The book just got published in April. So since then, I've been to about 12 classrooms, and then I've been to the bookstore, and then I have a couple more events coming up. And it's been a lot of fun working with the kids and also working with the teachers.
Yeah.
And the teachers like that I bring in different activities for the kids to do and just to get them thinking differently. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun. So we'll see where it goes.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. And so I'm guessing that if people outside of the East Coast area want to reach out to you, are you willing to read the book on Zoom to their class? Are you willing to be I'm sure there's
I'd
a lot
love
of ways that
to.
they can. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
great.
I have a website where there's an inquiries form. So if you look up Christine/Devane, Elephant Beach, they can find me and they can fill out the form. And yeah, anything like that, I'd love to do. I find it to be very rewarding and fun. And so far, the kids have really liked it and they've learned a lot from it.
Okay, awesome. All right. And then you're on social media as well. So Christine
Yes. So they,
Devane,
yeah,
website.
they can find. So I have the website, Instagram, so people can find me all different ways.
Okay. All right. Well, it was such a pleasure meeting with you, and I love our the synergy that we have around the importance of social and emotional learning in schools, right? Children, I mean, it's such a great opportunity. They're together with other children. They're there for many hours during the day. And it's not, I mean, I don't think we can afford to not do it, so I know that there are teachers out there that feel like there is so much material to cover academically that they tend to put social and emotional learning on the back burner. But if you do it at the forefront, you do actually you save time in the long run, right? Because you're able to spend more time
Yes.
on teaching because you've empowered the students to be tolerant, to be respectful, and to value each other. All right. Any last
Mm.
thoughts before we jump off?
I don't think so. This was very fun, and I loved being on the show. Thank you so much. And yeah, just for people to, I guess, be patient with one another and all the introverts out there. I know, like I said, it can be tough to kind of pull kids out of their shells, but to just
Hmm.
let them, I guess, take whatever time they need to and also show their own personality in their own way.
Yeah, very good. All right. Thank you so much. And I'm sure
Thank
we will stay in
you.
touch.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.